Okay. Yeah. I don't know. And that's a tough one. Even just looking down on the other end after the buzzer went off, Utah played a very good basketball game. In many ways, they deserve to win this one. But we got to make up some ground. We've given up some games that we wish we could have had back. So quite frankly, we need to steal some. And when you have these opportunities at home, even if you're being outplayed, just to find a way to show some resiliency, some toughness, some grit, get over the hump, forget about whether it's a well-played game or not, but just find a way at the end, and that's what the guys were able to do.
Final possession, you're frantically waving, play through it.
Yeah.
And then at some point, it seemed like you settled them down, decided for the timeout. Take us through that timeout. What were you talking about, trying to get? Was that the specific thing, the Jay Rich drive, you were looking to get?
It was up to him to make the decision. There was some layers to that, but even getting before that, off the rebound, we had gotten some good looks just by getting up the court. So Goran knew that he could just push and probe and see if we get a cheap one. They got some cheap ones against us in the fourth quarter, and that would have been the easiest, best look any of our attackers going downhill. So he gave it up. There was a couple passes we weren't doing anything but going east-west, so we figured we'd take the timeout. And then when we got to that play, there were a couple different options. It looked like Jay Rich was open late, even on the initial screen. Wayne was open maybe for a count. Ingles got back into the play, and then Jay Rich broke free at the top. He had a look for a count, but he decided to probe a little bit further and made a heck of a play. He's ready for the next jump. The jump is ready for him. It's just now a matter of when.
And then you had they had 5 seconds, and the hottest guy in the court the last half, and you had to stop him. But I think you assumed he was probably going to get the ball, and what was the plan?
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone a couple different ways with Hood or with him. Both of these guys are very talented young players, and Mitchell was versus any coverage versus any player for the majority of the game. He was just able to get clean looks all game long. He made it look easy, but he's a superb athlete. He can shoot it and put the ball on the floor. So, they ran up a screen, and both guys just stayed on that, and basically it was going to be anybody but. So JJ and Jay Rich just stayed on it, and fortunate enough for him to miss. It looked like it had a chance from my angle.
I know you've said a lot that he's come a long way defensively, even saying today that if he'd been defending like this from the jump, he would be all-star worthy. But those little plays, like the play where he dove on the floor in front of Mickey and creates the turnover on the reversal, and
yeah,
I think he didn't get credited for it, but he had a block shot. It seemed like in the lane, in the last couple minutes that he didn't get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this who he is now? Is this the guy that you envisioned? The guy that you've asked him to be? Or is this
we want to be more open to even more. Like I said, the next, it's there. It's there for him. It's just a matter of when he's going to step up and just grab it. I think he would be considered right now all defensive NBA. It's just our defense has been too inconsistent. It's hard to make that case. We don't have a top 5 defense team. If we had the defense we had last year, I'd be pounding on everybody's door. This guy has to be on one of the first, one of the 2 teams, and he's shown that night in, night out to guard 1 through 4, to make big time defensive plays. What he's showing right now is the energy and the stamina and the high level of conditioning that he can shoulder a lot on the other end now as well. He can make a lot of plays for us, get us organized, and play. Right now, while we have guys out, play near 40 minutes every single night and not even feel it. This is what I tell them all the time. 25 years old, you got everything right in front of you. You don't get tired, and you want everything right now. You want all the great matchups. You want the ball in your hands at the end of the game. You want these opportunities, and Jay Rich is very deserving of all this right now.
Not looking too far ahead, but now you guys go on the road for 11 of the next 14.
Yeah.
What's the next step, and how do you feel, I guess, going into that?
Next step is to get some rest. Guys, we didn't have the same zip that we had the last couple games, and we've extended and pushed the limits a little bit, and guys need some rest, and then we need to gear up and focus on Toronto. That's it. Get up there, get a good night's sleep. They're one of the best teams at home in the entire league. What they're doing right now shouldn't be a surprise. It's a team that's evolving and taking a step forward every single year. So we have to play a great game on the road.
It's been a long time since you won 4 games like this in a row, 4 single-digit games. What's that say about where you guys were? Because these, last year when things were going great, you were winning easy a lot of times. These weren't the games that you were getting. Is this just part of the maturation of who you guys are right now?
Yeah, you hope. You try to create an identity and get consistency to that identity as much as you can. But at the end of the day, you also have to put yourself in a position to give yourself a chance at the end, and that's what you saw. Last couple of games, you have to deal with some things that aren't going your way, and again, show that resiliency just to find a way. Who cares how much you win by, or if guys are shooting well? Yes, I'd like to have a better defensive game than this. I would have liked to have kept them out of the open court more than this. But at the end of the day, you just find a way to get it done, gut it out, and then you build some confidence from that.
They sort of had a leading man in Mitchell. You, again, had the ensemble approach. Is that basically who this team is? When you look at this box score and you see everyone had 16, 14, 12 points, is that sort of, when we debate who an all-star is or isn't, that's more of your team and what you are?
We're not stealing this term from another team that's pretty good, but we are a team that has strength in numbers. But eventually guys start to emerge as well. And, when we do have a balanced attack, everybody will feel involved, and everybody can be a threat. There'll be different guys on different nights. That's probably when we're at our best. But like I said, guys can grow and emerge into bigger roles as the season goes on and guys gain confidence. Okay, thank you.